Lesson 95. Manna and Quails, the second test. The Israelites set out from Elim and reached the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai. After 15 days of long journey without food, the Israelites complained against Moses and Aaron. They forget the miraculous deliverance from the slavery in Egypt, and out of hunger, they prefer Pharaoh's sustenance in Egypt to Yahweh's in the wilderness. And once again, they desire to return to Egypt. The Israelites murmur against Moses and Aaron, but their complaint is ultimately against Yahweh. Then Moses puts forth the Israelites' complaint to the Lord, and the Lord answers to the request without rebuke. God agrees to rain bread from heaven each morning and the quails each evening. Bread from heaven is called manna. Manna is derived by folk etymology from manhu, which means what is it, even though the correct Hebrew would be mahu. Manna is like a coriander seed, white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. Quails are a small migratory bird about 7.5 inches long, brown or sandy with yellowish streaks. It comes to Palestine and Sinai in March and April in great flocks. It usually follows the wind, but if the wind suddenly shifts, the entire flock may be forced to land, where exhausted, it is easily caught. The people must gather manna as much as each person needs. That is an omer for a person. An omer is a unit of measurement and is about 3.5 liters or just over 15 cups of dry commodities. Though some gathered more and some gathered less, when they measured it in the omer, everyone had equal amount of manna. There was no shortage or no abundance in each person's omer. Everyone must eat it completely by next morning. But some people kept some until next morning, and it bred worms and became foul. Then on the 6th day of the week, before the Sabbath day, they must gather twice as much food, 2 omers each person. And this time, though the manna was kept until morning, it did not become foul, and there was no worms. On the 7th day, the Sabbath day, they did not find manna in the field because it was the day of the Lord, and the people must rest in their tents. Then Moses took an omer of manna and put it in a jar and placed it before the Lord to be kept throughout the generation as a memory. Therefore, the Israelites ate manna for 40 years until they came to the promised land. Life lessons. God has control over the nature, and He can make possible the impossible. Secondly, out of greediness, some gathered more of manna than others. But when they returned to their tents, everyone had the same measure. Therefore, God showers His blessing equally and treats everyone equally. That's all for now. Kindly like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel Benedict Media without fail. Thank you. God bless.